Hello everyone, this is David A. Cox with PCClassesOnline.com, and today I'm going to be teaching you how you can play your music wirelessly on your home stereo. And what's great is that this even works if you have an older stereo. And you can play your music on either your Mac, PC, iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. So it's actually very versatile. Now to do this, there's a couple pieces of equipment that you're going to need, and what I want you to pay attention to is, should you be watching this video right now on YouTube, there are several links that you will find in the description of this video where you can get everything. There's actually only two pieces of equipment and then a piece of software which is free, which you'll need to download if you're on a Windows machine. If you are watching this video on our website on PCClassesOnline.com, you will also find links to all those items in the description of the video, as well as in our store on PCClassesOnline.com. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is go over a brief piece of terminology. In order to make this all happen, we are going to be using a technology called AirPlay. That is the symbol that means AirPlay. You should familiarize yourself with it because you're going to see it pop up on, theoretically, a few of your devices, depending on what you happen to own. AirPlay is sort of like a competitor to Bluetooth. I have always found AirPlay to be significantly more reliable. For whatever reason, I have found, not just on my own equipment, but many of my clients' equipment, Bluetooth has just lost all reliability. It just constantly goes in and out. AirPlay works a hell of a lot better. Now, the first piece of equipment you're going to need is this. This is called an Airport Express, and this little device, which fits in the palm of your hand, despite how big it looks on your screen right now, actually can do quite a few different things. It is a router. It can transform a non-wireless printer into a wireless printer, and of course, we're going to be using it right now to sling audio so that you can play it wirelessly. You're going to need this cable right here. This is called a mini stereo to RCA, and those are really inexpensive, and I tend to keep the good ones in stock where I have my small business, but they're not that expensive. They're very, very well made. So this right here, you'll notice, is red on one end, white on the other. If you look at the back of your stereo, that's where these two are going to go. Preferably in something that's either auxiliary or phono if it's a really old one. It doesn't actually make a difference, just as long as you have both a red and white port available. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip that Airport Express around so you can see the back. Now this right here is where your power is going to go. If you happen to have your modem right nearby, you can use this as a wireless network. In that case, you're going to plug it in to this port right here. So you'd have an Ethernet cable, which looks like a fat phone line, go from here into your cable modem. This over here is an additional Ethernet port. Not a lot of people tend to use it. And then right over here, we have a USB port. Again, if you have a printer that is not wireless, you can actually plug it right in here, and every device that's on your wireless network, and by that I mean computer, will be able to wirelessly print to it. And then we have this one right here, and this is what we're going to be using for what we're going over today. This is the mini stereo jack. You're going to plug this part of the cable right in here, okay? And one other thing I do need to make a note of is that if you are doing this on a PC, there is a very small piece of software you're going to need for this to work, and this is what it is. It's called Airport Utility. Again, the link to this software is in the description of the video. So now let's go over how to set it up from here. Now, Mac users, you're going to go into Finder, little happy Mac icon, go into Applications, and if you scroll to the very bottom of your Applications folder, you'll see that you have this little folder called Utilities. Go into there, and you'll notice right at the top we have Airport Utility. PC owners, this is exactly what you're downloading. It looks identical. So at this point, you want to have your Airport Express powered, and you want to have it plugged into your stereo, and preferably have your stereo on. So next to my desk, I know you can't see it right here, but next to my desk I have a Airport Express. I have that same cable, and it's plugged into just a small speaker system. You don't need a big system to do this. It works with pretty much anything out there. So from here, you can see in this case, it actually does sense my wireless network, which is an Airport Extreme. I want to make this very clear. This works regardless of whether or not you already own an Apple wireless router, being an Airport Express or an Airport Extreme. If you have a different router that you use, it will work in tandem with it. It's not a problem. So from here, you may have noticed that at the top left, where it says Other Devices, there's now a number 1. We're going to tap on that and go into, here it is, Airport Express. And that's just going to walk us through the setup process here. Now, this is going to be different for you based on what kind of network you have. I've said this many times in our past classes. The Airport Extreme is by far the absolute best pro-consumer router as far as for the price. They do a great job, amazing speed, amazing range. And of course, if you want to buy it and support us, you can find it in the PC Classes online store. That being said, it should be noted, the Airport Extreme does not have the mini jack that you need in order to be able to do this. You do need an Airport Express regardless. Now in this case, because I do have one, it's already detecting, oh, I'm just going to set this up to extend your current network. However, I'm going to go here under other options just so you can kind of see the different things you can do here. Odds are you're going to be at one of these top 2 options here. If you are going to be using this as a wireless network, just simply use this top option here. It's going to ask you what do you want to name your network. You can create a password for it, and you'll be able to pick right back up where we're going to be in just a moment. Otherwise, click Add to an Existing Network. You will have to tell it what is the name of your network. Okay, so let's go through that right now. That's mine. In this case, you'd select your wireless network right here and hit Next. It's going to ask you to name your device. I think I'm actually just going to call it simply AirPlay. Simple enough. Hit Next. So there you go. So let's click Done. So now we have the Airport Express now talking to the wireless network. One last step you're going to want to do just to make sure everything's good is just click here where it says AirPlay, in this case. Hit Edit. And look at this last tab here on the right, which says AirPlay. Make sure that it is enabled. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, in this case, I'm just going to keep it the same. And when you now go into iTunes, let's go in real quick, you'll see that up here at the top left, that AirPlay symbol is now there. And if you look now, I can play music from my computer from AirPlay. So that would be the speakers that I just hooked up. In this case, you can see the Apple TV devices I have in my house. And that's it. So all you have to do is check this. By the way, if you do want, you can play it from multiple devices. Perfect for parties. So let's go into AirPlay. Let's turn the volume down a little bit. These speakers tend to be a little bit loud. And just test it out. There you go. And it works. And you can do that and access your music from your iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, Mac, PC, doesn't make a difference. And it's really easy and a great way to give a little flair to your pre-existing home stereo system. I hope you enjoyed this video. Should you be watching us on YouTube, we really, really do appreciate it. If you click that little like button, every time you click it, it's like you're giving us a tip. And please check out our classes. We're completely free service. You can find everything, of course, on our website at pcclassesonline.com. This is David A. Cox. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.